Okay, so we're going to have a look at solving this function. So we have find the derivative of f of x is 2 divided by sine of 8 of x. Now we could change this, rewrite it using cosecant, but I'm going to do this another way. I'm going to keep it as sine, but we're going to rewrite. So f of x is 2 multiplied by sine of 8x to the negative 1. And I'm going to use the chain rule. So the chain rule says if I multiply the outside, so I'll have f prime is going to be negative 2. So we rewrite the inside the same. And we're going to minus 1 from the power. So that's going to be negative 2. And then we're going to multiply by the derivative of the inside. So the derivative of sine of 8x is going to be cosine of 8x. And then we have to multiply by the derivative of the inside of our function here, which is going to be 8. So now we're going to simplify. So f prime of x. So we notice this function here, is to the negative 2, which means that it's going to be divided by 2 squared. So then we have negative 2 multiplied by 8. So we can simplify and multiply those together. So we're going to write minus 16. And then we're going to write the sign on the denominator. So we've got sine of 8x. Now when we do this, we write the 2 here. So sine squared. And then we have cosine and of 8x, which is going to be on the numerator. So cosine of 8x. And there's our answer. All right, another question. So find the derivative of f of x, and we have 11 sine of x and multiplied by cosine of x. So the first thing we notice with this is that we have two terms. So when we multiply two terms, we're going to use the product rule. And as we know, the product rule says f prime of x multiplied by g of x plus f of x multiplied by g prime of x. So if we work out the write down the derivatives, we've got f of x is, so we've got sine of x. So we're going to write this as 11 sine of x. Keep it the same, 11 sine of x. So our derivative of x, this is going to be, we still have the 11, so this is going to be 11, but the derivative of sine is cosine, so this is cosine of x. And g of x, so g of x, this is cosine of x. And our derivative of cosine is negative sine of x. So we're going to put this into the product rule and then put it into our function. So here we go. So f prime of x. So first term we want is f prime. So 11 cosine of x multiplied by, and we have g of x, which is cosine of x. Then we need to add, so we're looking now for, this is f of x. So that's 11 sine of x multiplied by, and our second term, our g prime of x, negative sine of x. So multiply by 9 negative sine of x. Let's just write those there. Okay, so next step we have simplify. So let's have a look what we can do. So first of all, we've got x multiplied, cosine x multiplied by cosine x. So this can be written as cosine squared x. Then we're going to look at our terms here. And we've got 11. But then we've got sine of x multiplied by sine of x. So this is going to be minus 11. So let's do that. Minus 11 multiplied by sine squared of x. And here is our derivative. Okay, so use the position function. So we have the function s of t. So when we're talking about velocity, so we have a function here, and we need from the position to the velocity, this is going to be taking the first derivative. So it says assume we need to find the velocity, so this is taking the first derivative. So we have, if you multiply it 2t, so this is going to be 4t minus 1 from the power, so that's just 4t. And then minus, you've got minus 9. So the derivative of sine is cosine, so cosine of 2t multiplied by the derivative of the inside, which is going to be 2. Now I can multiply out to simplify. So we have the velocity for this is going to be 4t minus 18 cosine of 2t. Now we're asked to find the velocity when time is equal to 0. So our function, so let's change this to a v for velocity. So velocity at 0, we're going to substitute in 0 for t. So minus 18 cosine of 2 multiplied by 0. So we have the velocity of 0 is going to be 0 minus 18 cosine of 0. Now cosine of 0 is going to be 1. So we're going to have minus 18 multiplied by 1, which is negative 18. And this is in meters and seconds, so our answer is going to be meters per second.